Welcome to the Daily WIP, where we discover that everybody is becoming a media company. Today on the show, we talk about selling your product with purpose. We look at bottom of the funnel videos don't work at the top of the funnel, and we show you how we poach that egg. Spoke to a couple of companies today in the morning, SaaS companies, that are trying to forage ahead with becoming a media company. And a couple of issues are coming up when I talk to people that I'm discovering is that they talk a lot about lower funnel videos. And what I mean by that is that on your funnel you've got attraction, so what is anything to do with your company, why do you even exist? And then you've got videos halfway down the funnel that's helping you decide that maybe this is a place that you'd like to spend some money. And then bottom of the funnel videos, which is helping you convert to be a customer or even retain, stay as a customer. So when I'm talking to these customers, they are looking at these middle funnel, bottom of the funnel videos as videos that they think will attract people straight out of nowhere, straight out of Compton. And it's just not going to work. So they're looking at doing explainer animated videos about how to use software, or like whiteboard animation videos about how their product does this thing for you, and using that as the first touch for a customer, potential customer, out in the wild. And this is just the worst idea. I'll tell you why. If you want to grab somebody out of the ether, it's a noisy old place. It's white noise. It's just so much noise out there. And if you turn up with a really bespoke, very much functional, this is how this thing works, and you don't have any context, you have not been taken on the journey to get to the idea of, yes, I know what the point of this thing is. Yes, I want to fix that problem. Yes, I'm looking for a solution. Yes, I like the look of this solution. And yes, tell me how your one does the damn thing. So far down the funnel, and then you want that to be the first thing they ever see. Instead, think about what can be the thing that you produce, the video, the series, the poster, that gives that person the reason why your company exists. So when they first come across it, they go, that's an interesting thing that I'm emotionally feeling attached to. I'd like to learn more. And then they watch something that might give them a bit of context about a problem that's being solved. And they go, yeah, I've got that problem. Then they want to watch your video about how you solve the problem. So think about it along that. And straight in alignment with that, we're just about to go and chat to this guy who we spoke to today. I read his blog just yesterday, got him on a video call, and got him to explain to us his concept of why you should be selling the why, not the what. Let's have a look.
Do you think like an explainer video can still live on a landing page? Because people are already looking for a bit of a solution at that point?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty I don't know.
It's so common to have that explainer video on the landing page, and it kind of works.
Kind of works. I mean, we are currently doing that. You know, our front page has a walkthrough video, and it's not the first video that you see either. So it's halfway down the page, and the idea is that if somebody has come to your marketing site and they've scrolled down and they're looking for things, and something says, "Would you like to see how this thing works?" and they click it, then they're qualifying themselves as somebody who's interested in your solution. It's if we put that video as a pre-roll ad somewhere else, like in the cinema, we had a walkthrough before the movie and spent 10 grand to play, right? That would just be berserk. But if we had a 30-second mood film about how creatives are taking over the world, the people who agree with that statement would go, oh, I want to learn more about Whipster. I'm going to go and check it out. And then they finally go, and how does this actually do anything? Walkthrough. Okay, I'll have a look at that. But you know, it's just about getting the broader tones and then getting all the way down to, yes, I specifically want it to do this for me, and how does it work? That's what they're getting wrong.
Creativity has never felt this good.
That's right. Creativity has never felt so good. When you're thinking about marketing a company, what perspective do you take when you start to work with a customer?
Well, a lot of it really depends on a pretty lengthy conversation needs to happen first. Mm-hmm. And that's honestly, it's a simple thing that so many people just completely neglect, is that conversation to figure out exactly where you can help them by using video. One of the things that I like to do is I use a pretty basic sales funnel. Super basic. I'm not going to get into like sales funnel stuff here, but essentially paying attention to where you're going to help them, like what level you're able to help them, that controls what you need to say. For instance, the very top level is to gain awareness from strangers, right? Mm-hmm. So at that level, it's really about it's really about getting them interested, and it's telling them that story, or telling them a story that can help gauge that interest. And that's where, so in that post that I shared with you, so many people do it wrong, where the first video they want people to see is instructions on how to use their software, product, whatever it is. And I completely disagree with that. Because that's not what's going to get that top level funnel to get people to come down a little bit more. Those things certainly have their place, but it's really about telling the right story for each level in that funnel.
So on the top level of the funnel, when you look at the very top, and nobody's heard of the company, nobody knows what the answer to anything is, what is the thing that you aim for at that level?
Honestly, so that's different. Every single time that you have that conversation, it's really different. But in that conversation, what I try to do is figure out why that product exists. What exactly are they solving? What problem are they solving with people? Who is their audience that they're actually communicating with? That's another pretty big thing that a lot of people kind of overlook. But it's really asking a lot of questions to figure out exactly where the path should kind of lead. But ultimately it comes back to why they exist. Because there is a reason. Everybody has a reason that they exist, but a lot of people don't really want to talk about it as much as they want to talk about their product.
And why do you think that is?
I think a lot of it is, I guess, probably not like a lack of education, but lack of knowledge, maybe. People start businesses and they're really good at this one thing. They've devoted their entire lives to this one thing. It could be anything, it could be like, I don't know, it could be garbage purification, something like crazy like that. Like, it's really weird to normal people, but they've devoted their entire lives to this one thing. And the way that they see it is, well, I just need people to know what it is that, or what they can use my product for, or something along those lines. I guess that's what it is. It's just they're kind of wrapped up in another industry where they see other things that happen, and they're just like, well, I want that. And that's sort of where I believe whiteboard animations kind of come in, is they see these things and they're like, oh, cool, this has like 1,000 views. If I have one, I'll get 1,000 views too. So it's just kind of not really thinking of it in the right way.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that people are buying not the thing that they're actually buying off the company? So for example, in your blog post you talk about Apple sells little bits of hardware, right, which is just simply a piece of software, hardware put together, and then that's the object. But what they're actually selling is the dream of basically just having a better life. So the conduit to that better life is the iPhone or the Mac or something, but they don't sell those objects. That, as you say, in the funnel, they then allow you to go to a page where you can go through all the features for about an hour and a half. But the first thing is just this beauty shot with just a random statement about the future of humanity and life and being creative and everything. And so do you think that companies kind of forget that they're not selling their product, they're selling what the product does to the customer?
Absolutely. So I actually just finished reading Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why. And that's kind of one of the big examples that he always used is Apple. And it's totally true. Ever since that commercial came out in, I think it was 85, the 1984 commercial. With the throwing of the thing at the projector and just kind of basically making a statement that they're there to disrupt the technology industry. And that's why they exist. And that's, probably one of the top 3 commercials of all time. And it's based on that one principle of just sharing their why they exist and hoping that people kind of relate to that why, as opposed to just saying, hey, we have computers now. Like, that wasn't inspiring to people at all.
We're off to Australia in just a few days. Andre is going to tell you all about it.
Just wanted to let you know, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be heading to Sydney to the SMPTE. It's basically the NAB of ANZ. So we'd love to see you there. Anyone who's going, come see us at our booth. I'll put the info below. If you're already a customer of ours, we'll probably harass you to make sure you come see us in person. We'd love to see any of you guys there. We'll see you soon.
Next up, you know how we're doing this vlog, and this camera is an old 550D. We started shooting on this thing, episode 1, episode 0. And then we moved to this thing, and now we're looking at up-resing. And so we went down to the camera shop to look at the G7.
Over the next week or so, or do we?
The other thing is that you see that we do these records with customers on computers. So we're up-resing the computer, and I'll show you that when that ever arrives, shipping. And the other thing is we up-res the headphones. It's pretty important that if you're trying to share stories with audio, and our audio at the start has been so bad, and it's still pretty bad, but if you're trying to consistently keep a general audience, your audio has to be better. So we've got new headphones. I did a recording today, so you tell me if it sounds any better. It may not. Yesterday we were talking about doing product videos at speed, so getting a product video in front of the audience faster, using low budget technology and maybe using more of humor and using a concept more than high production value. So today we shot a video for a feature we're launching tomorrow, and I'll show you a little bit of behind the scenes now. So the aim is, in this room, is we're going to get all of these bits of coloured paper which are supposed to represent videos. We're going to put all of these around like this, just all over the place. But we're going to film it from back here. So probably only the 2 tables back with that one and that one. And then the shot starts with the person saying, "We're so sorry." And they're just standing here saying, "So sorry."
Yeah.
And then we might do and then I'll pick up a box, and then we might do time lapse of us putting all of the stuff into boxes and then putting them up there. Last but not least, Colin's huge question of the week, which disrupted almost none of the internet, was how do you poach eggs without putting salt or vinegar or anything, or swishing the water? So this is a recording of me poaching an egg this morning. Gemma actually wanted an egg, so you'll see that there are 3 eggs being poached, and you see how it's done. Colin still doesn't believe me, but I think once you watch this, Colin, you'll be a true believer. Alright, that's the end of episode 9. Thanks so much for watching, and please ask us some questions. I've got the whole information down below about the Twitter handle and everything else. Ask us questions, and once we get a few of them, we will answer them on this show, and I'll bring in whoever I have to help answer them. And also subscribe and share. See you tomorrow.